Okay. Welcome students, welcome to lecture number 13, where we will be seeing module number 3 under subject indirect taxation. So as we know that this module is nothing but time and value of supply. Time of supply we have already covered under lecture number 8, 9, 10. Change in rate of tax in respect of supply of goods and services is covered in lecture number 11. Place of supply we have covered in lecture number 11, 12, and today also we will be continuing with place of supply. Continuation of place of supply for services. In our previous class, students, we had done place of supply of goods and services where the recipient and the supplier both are located in India. So today we will be seeing those cases where the recipient or the supplier, either of one is located outside India. Okay, and we are going to see place of supply of services. But before that, let me just quickly revise what is place of supply. Place of supply is nothing but that place which determines a taxable jurisdiction where tax should reach. So which state government is going to get the tax, or place of supply is very essential to even know whether a particular transaction is an interstate transaction or intrastate transaction. So to ascertain whether it is an interstate or intrastate transaction, we need two elements. One is the place of supply and second is the location of the supplier. If both are falling in the same state, it is called intrastate transaction. Both are falling in different states, it is called as interstate transaction. And depending whether it is interstate, intrastate, we are going to charge CGST and SGST. If it is intrastate, we are going to charge IGST if it is interstate. Suppose in case anytime you make a mistake in finding out whether it is interstate and intrastate, no issues. What you have to do is you have to claim the refund of the wrongly paid tax and you have to pay the correct tax. Next, we had seen place of supply in case of goods already in our previous lectures, where we saw section 10 of IGST Act and section 11 of IGST Act. Here in section 10, we saw 5 cases where both supplier recipient are located in India. And section 11, in case of imports and exports, we've seen 2 cases where either of the supplier or recipient is located outside India. Then we also seen place of supply in case of services, where we have already covered section 12 and section 13 is pending, which we will be covering in our today's lecture. So in our previous lecture under section 12 of IGST Act, we seen 13 cases where if any particular supplier is providing services, what is going to be the place of supply if both the supplier and recipient are located in India. Now today we will be covering section number 13 of IGST Act, which talks about the place of supply in case of services where either the supplier or recipient is located outside India. So there are 10 cases and today we will be covering those cases. So let us see. Place of supply for services is covered under section 13 only those situations where either the supplier or the recipient is located outside India. So let us see case number 1. That is under section 13 subsection 3 clause A, where the nature of supply of service is services supplied in respect of goods which are required to be made physically available. So whenever any services is being given in the respect of making available the goods physically available. So in that case, sorry, it is not in respect of goods. If any services is being provided, then the place of supply will be the location where the services are actually performed. So remember students, if any services is being given in respect of goods which are to be made physically available. So for example, if any machinery is to be imported from outside India, okay, and along with the importation, you're also taking the services of an engineer to install that particular machinery. Okay, so machinery is a goods, but along with that good, you're also taking the service of an engineer to install that machinery in India. So the place of supply will be location where the services are actually performed. Now that person from outside India will come into India and install that machinery into India. So the services are actually performed in India. Then the place of supply will be in India and not outside India, even though the machinery and that person who's providing services is outside India. So remember, students, services in respect of goods which are to be made physically available. So any services which is given in respect of goods, the place of supply will be where the services are actually performed, irrespective where the service provider belongs. Even if he is outside India, not an issue. But he has to perform, you have to see that location, that place where he is actually performing the services. Next, section 13, subsection 3, clause B says that nature of supply of services is in form services which require the physical presence of the recipient or the person acting on his behalf with the supplier of services. So again, location where the services are actually performed. So whenever there is a physical presence, students, of the recipient, or maybe on behalf of recipient some other person along with the supplier of service, wherever there is a physical presence of such people, it will be place of supply will be location where the services are actually being performed. Next, section 13, subsection 4, services supplied directly in relation to an immovable property. So students, these cases I'm talking where either the recipient or the supplier is located outside India. So when any services is supplied directly in relation to an immovable property, place where the immovable property is located or intended to be located will be the place of supply. So in case services in relation to an immovable property, always remember place of supply will be where the immovable property is being located or it is intended to be located. Next, section 13, subsection 5, admission to or organization of an event, organizing an event. So when any event is being organized and either of the supply who's organizing the event or where the event is organized is located in India and one party is outside India, then the place of supply will be place where the event is actually being held. Next, section 13, subsection 8 says that services supplied by a banking company or a financial institution or a non-banking financial institutions to account holders, intermediary services, services consisting of hiring of means of transport, including yacht, but excluding aircrafts vessels up to a period of 1 month. So these are the different list of services if they are supplied, okay, where either the recipient or the service provider is outside India. Then what is going to be the place of supply? It is going to be the location of supplier of services. So wherever, irrespective of the location of the recipient, irrespective where the services are being actually performed, in all these situations, the place of supply will always be the location of supplier of service. That is where the service provider is located. That is going to be the place of supply in respect of banking company, intermediary services, services consisting of hiring of means of transport, but excluding aircraft and vessel up to a period of 1 month. Next. Next, under section 13, subsection 9, when the nature of supply of service is transportation of goods other than by the way of mail or courier. So when the goods are transported, but those should not be considered as mail or courier, because other than mails or courier, if any goods are being transported, the place of supply will be place of destination of such goods. So where the goods are destined to be transported, where the goods are finally going to be transported, that is going to be the place of supply in respect of transportation of goods other than by way of mail or courier. Next, passenger transport covered under section 13, subsection 10. So in case of passenger transport, what is going to be the place of supply? place where the passenger embarks on the conveyance for a continuous journey. Again, in case of passenger transport, wherever the passenger is first, okay, first entering into the conveyance for the continuous journey, it is going to be the place of supply. So for example, if a passenger from Goa is going to US through various changing flights in between, so first the passenger is going to embark into his conveyance in Goa, though he's going to US, but his first point of entry into that conveyance, or first he embarks into the conveyance in Goa. So the place of supply will be Goa, irrespective where he wants to go. So it is Goa in this passenger transport is the first or place where the passenger embarks on the conveyance for a continuous journey. So from Goa to Mumbai, in case he has to, from Goa to US, if in case he has to change the flights, irrespective of that, where he is embarking on the conveyance, first will be the place of supply. Next, services provided on board a conveyance. So whenever any service is provided in the conveyance, like either in the flight, so there either the service provider or receiver is outside India, the place of supply will be the first schedule point of departure of that conveyance for the journey. Again, same, it will be the first schedule point from where the flight, for example, if the conveyance is through air, the first place or the first point where the flight is going to depart, that is going to be the place of supply in case of services provided on board a conveyance. Next, under section 13 subsection 12, if the nature of supply of services is in the form of online information and database access and or retrieval services. So if it is OIDAR, that is any online information and database access or retrieval services has been given, then it is always going to be the location of recipient of service. Okay. So this is particular nothing but it is a service provided through the medium of internet and received by the recipient online. So here what is happening is the services is provided through again internet platform, whereas the recipient is also receiving the services online without having any physical interface with the supplier of service. So when any kind of online information and database access retrieval services has been provided online, then it is always going to be the location of the recipient of the service, okay, as the place of supply. So now let us see some problems in respect of the sections that we have covered now. Okay, before that, there is a default rule under section 13 subsection 2. Now when you have to apply the default rule is when for all the services that are not covered from section 13.3 to section 13.12. If any of the particular type of services is not covered under section 13.3 to 13.12 sections that we have seen now, you have to apply this particular rule, that is default rule, for rest other services. So section 13 subsection 2 is the default rule. For the rest of the services other than those specified under section 13.3 to 13.12. So it is going to be by default the location of the recipient of the service. By default, the place of supply is going to be the location of the recipient of service. But it can be the location of the supplier of service only if the location of recipient is not available in the ordinary course of business. So always remember, students, for all those services which are not covered from section 13.3 to 13.12, all those 10 cases what we have seen, if any particular type of service is not covered in that, then what is going to be the place of supply? It is going to be location of recipient of service. The one who is receiving the service, what is his location will be the place of supply. But in case you are not able to find out the location of recipient of service Okay, it is not possible to find out what is the location of the receiver of service. Then only in that case it will be the location of supplier of service. So this is the default rule under section 13 subsection 2 in respect of services, where either the supplier or the recipient is located outside India. Now let us see certain problems on section 13, that is place of supply for services. Section 12 is where both supplier and receiver are located in India. Section 13 where either the supplier or the recipient is located outside India. So let us see problem number 1. Determine the place of supply for the below. Mr. X is from New Delhi. He imports a machine from Germany for being installed in his factory at New Delhi. To install such machine, Mr. X takes the service of an engineer who comes to India from Germany for his specific installation. So what is happening, students? This is a service related or attached to a goods. So machine is a goods and the services of an engineer is a service. So this is a service attached to the goods which has to be made physically available in New Delhi. So what is going to be the place of supply where the services are actually being performed? So did you all understand the question? There is a person, Mr. X, in New Delhi. He is importing the machine, that is importing the goods from Germany. Okay, to install that machine at his factory in New Delhi, he also takes the services of an engineer who comes to India from Germany. So where the installation is actually happening, where the services is actually being performed, students, in this particular problem, where the services are actually being performed?
New Delhi.
Yes, students,
Delhi.
New Delhi. So the solution, the place of supply of installation service which requires physical presence of machinery is the location where the service is actually performed, that is New Delhi. Now next, Mr. X is a hairstylist who is registered in New Delhi, travels to Singapore to provide his services to Mrs. Y, a resident of Singapore. Now, what is happening? Pay attention here. Mr. X, he's an hairstylist who is from New Delhi, students. Okay, and from New Delhi, he is traveling to Singapore to provide services to Mrs. Y there, who is a resident of Singapore. So here, which is this particular provision? Here what? The supplier of service, the receiver of service, okay, are physically present in one particular place. Okay, so what is going to be the place of supply where the services are actually being performed? Though Mr. X is from New Delhi, but is actually going to provide the hairstylist whatever services in Singapore. So what is going to be the place of supply in this particular problem, students?
Ma'am, it's Singapore.
Singapore.
Singapore. So the place of supply is the location where the services are actually performed, that is Singapore. Next, third problem. Mr. C is an architect from New Delhi, okay, provides professional services to Mr. Z of New York in relation to his immovable property located in Pune. So what, there's an architect in New Delhi, okay, and that architect is providing services to Mr. X who is in New York, but he's providing services in respect of the immovable property, and this immovable property is located in Pune. So we have seen a provision that where any services is provided in respect of immovable property, the place of supply will be the place where the immovable property is located or intended to be located. So students, tell me, in this problem number 3, what is going to be the place of supply?
Pune.
Yes, students?
Pune, ma'am.
Pune.
Pune. Because immovable property is located in Pune. So always remember, in respect of immovable property, the place of supply will be the where the immovable property is located, irrespective of where the supplier is located, where the recipient is located. That is immaterial. Moving ahead. Okay, fourth problem. A circus team from Russia organizes a circus in New Delhi. Now we have seen that in case of any admission to an event or organization in organizing an event, what is going to be the place of supply where the event is actually being conducted or held. So see students, a circus team from Russia is organizing a circus in New Delhi. Where exactly the circus or the circus is an event, where exactly that event is going to be actually held? It will be actually held in New Delhi. So students, in problem number 4, what is going to be the place of supply?
Ma'am, New Delhi.
Delhi.
New Delhi. Why? Because the circus is actually held in New Delhi, and in case of any organizing of any event, always the place of supply will be the place where the event is actually being held. So the solution to fourth problem is the place of supply is the location where the event is actually held, that is New Delhi. Next, fifth problem. A travel agent registered in New Delhi books a tour of famous Indian cities for a Dubai resident. So students, a travel agent registered in New Delhi, okay, books a tour of famous Indian citizens, famous Indian cities for a Mumbai resident. Now what is happening in this case? The service provider is registered in New Delhi, okay, and he is conducting a tour in India, tour of for Dubai resident. So what is going to be the place of supply? It is going to be the place where the supplier, where the service provider is located, that is New Delhi. Is this clear, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Next, sixth, a shipping line, Mumbai, Maharashtra, transports a shipment of flowers from Mumbai to Paris for an event management company that is based in Paris. So I told you, in respect of transportation of goods, okay, other than by the way of mail or courier, it is going through shipment. Now from Mumbai, the goods are shipped to Paris, okay, for some event management company based in Paris. So in respect of transportation of goods, what it is the place of supply will be the location where the goods are to reach, or where the goods are destined to reach. So from Mumbai, the goods are destined to reach to Paris. So what is going to be the place of supply in this case? Yes, students? Yes?
Ma'am, Paris.
Paris, because in case of transportation of goods, the location will always be the destination where the goods are destined to reach. Okay, so the place of supply is the location of destination of goods transported, that is Paris. Is this clear to everyone? Yes, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next. Determine the place of supply for the below. Mr. A foreign tourist, has booked a ticket for New Delhi to Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka flight from an airline registered in New Delhi for a continuous journey without any stopover. So there's a foreign tourist who's booked his ticket from New Delhi to Sri Lanka flight. So first, the flight is going to move from New Delhi to Sri Lanka. Okay, so can you all tell me what is going to be the place of supply? Yes,
New Delhi,
students?
ma'am.
Ma'am, New Delhi.
New Delhi. Why New Delhi? Because New Delhi is the first place where the passenger embarks. Embarks means enters into the journey for a conveyance, for a continuous journey. There is no stopover, there is a continuous journey. So solution, the place of supply is the place where the passenger embarks on the conveyance for a continuous journey, that is New Delhi. So students, is this provision under section number 13 clear? Yes, students? Yes, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Is section number 13 clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we are done with place of supply, where we have seen section number 10, 11, 12 and 13. Section number 10, again I repeat, it is for finding the place of supply for goods where both supplier and recipient is located in India. Section 11 is to find out the place of supply for goods where both the supplier and either the supplier or recipient is located outside India. Section 12 is for place of supply for services where both the recipient and the supplier is located in India. And section 13 is for place of supply for services where either the recipient or supplier is located outside India. So these are the different cases, and we have seen the default rule. In case it is not fitting in those cases, you have to apply the default rule and find the place of supply. So thank you so much, students.